A big heads up this morning because your computer could have gotten kicked off the internet overnight. This is from something that is called malware. It's going after hundreds of thousands of computers all over the world right now.
But the good news is that it's not too late to fix it. Our News 13's David Romero is live in the Newsplex to explain how. Good morning, David. Boy.
Good morning, Elizabeth. Well, what would we do without the internet? Some will find out later today. If you didn't check your computer prior to 10 o'clock New Mexico time last night, you may see a dark screen today when it comes to getting on the internet. About the only course of action you have now is to call your internet service provider and have them walk you through how to fix the computer. Now, prior to yesterday, websites had been set up for computer owners to go and check if their computers had been infected with the malware. There had been a number of warnings to get it fixed over several months while the FBI kept the internet working for the computers affected with the malware.
It could have been a lot worse. It could have been a huge exposure to a very large number of people. It might have turned into that if law enforcement hadn't acted when they did. So I think it's more crisis averted rather than internet meltdown.
However, if you see that blank screen today, you may still have that meltdown. Again, contact your internet service provider support desk for help, or worst case scenario, find a company in town that deals with computers and take yours into them. Elizabeth, back to you.
Pretty good advice, David. Thank you. By the way, if your internet is still down, you can go to a working computer. Log on to KRQE.com. We have a link to the FBI's website that has more information on how you can check your computer.
This morning, firefighters are still trying to figure out what caused a fire that did a lot of damage to a house in Albuquerque this weekend. The fire started early yesterday morning at this home on a Trisco near Bridge. No one lives in the house right now, but we're told 2 cats were inside and did survive. A man is out of jail in Albuquerque this morning, accused of using an elderly woman's checking account to pay his cable and phone bills. Robert Lopez is charged with fraud, forgery, conspiracy, and identity theft. Investigators say his wife works at an assisted living center on Palomas Northeast, and that's where they say Robert used an elderly woman's bank account to make hundreds of dollars in payments to Comcast and Verizon. Robert Lopez bonded out last night. Investigators say his wife, Annette, could be charged as well.
A man who investigators say was pretending to be a Bernalillo County Sheriff's deputy is now behind bars this morning. Cops say he victimized his 81-year-old neighbor. Investigators say 35-year-old Jerry Paul Baker claimed he needed money after buying a gun, uniforms, and other gear for his so-called job as a sheriff deputy. Now, investigators say he ended up stealing thousands of dollars from his neighbor. Baker is charged with nearly 40 counts of forgery.
Well, this morning, police are still looking for whoever shot a dog with an arrow, eventually killing her. Just a warning now, the images you're about to see are a bit disturbing. Investigators say about 8:30 on Friday morning, one of Tula's owners here went out to his car in the Okayawingay Pueblo and found her looking like this. A veterinarian did emergency surgery, but the little dog died during it. Now the Humane Society is working with tribal police to set up a reward for anyone who has information that could help police arrest whoever shot Tulsa. Well, a scary scene for many folks after they thought they saw a dead body floating in the Rio Grande this weekend. Someone reported seeing that body floating in the river yesterday afternoon south of Paseo del Norte. Sheriff's deputies checked it out and discovered it was just a man enjoying the river floating on an inner tube.
Wow. Okay, so this morning, state police are back home after an ambitious campaign at the Mexican border. State police joined with the National Guard and Border Patrol officers for Operation Ridgeline. It was an effort to target weapons and drug and human trafficking from Mexico. The operation is centered around the Lordsburg and Deming areas, which is considered to be one of the nation's last unguarded border regions. The New Mexico State Police says it plans on being out there again throughout the year.